You said that Gentleman is sort of a bigger risk that you wanted to embrace.
Yeah.
So what was the riskiest factor about it?
Risky is the complexity of the story. It's a mixture of two genres. One is a romance, and then we have a thriller coming. And it's an odd kind of a mixture. It's done very rarely. I think earlier Hitchcock did it very successfully in some of his films. Like when you see a film like for example Vertigo, or you see a film like North by Northwest, or there are some other films, I'm not getting the names. Most of them are kind of, the romance is nicely, mingled, interwoven into the narrative. But they had the advantage of being shorter films. They were like 90-minute films. We have to make a much more wholesome film. So there are two love stories in this film, and then it suddenly kind of slowly turns into a thriller. So to actually create the transition from breezy love stories to a complex thriller was the biggest challenge in this film, and that's the inherent risk in the story. And then to structure it in such a way to make it very easy for the audience to understand how things unfolded. There is a mystery element in it, and the audience should be quite clear about what happened, when, who is who, and who did why, or who did what he did why, and all that. So those portions, I heard the story in 2015 March, right after Bandipur released, and I was like wondering what to do next. And Mr. Krishna Prasad came to me, the producer, and asked me if I would consider this story. And that just then Everytime Subramaniam released, and I saw Nani, and Nani looked very different in it. So I thought, hey, this might be a good opportunity or a good way to get back together with Nani. And Nani just was coming out. He had a string of very tough films, he was not going through. Then Avade gave him that boost, and I thought this might be a good way to pitch the story to him. And Nani also is not the kind of person who plays it safe. Nani would like not, I mean, he always would take a bigger risk than the earlier film.
Right.
And so I just pitched it to him, and he liked it. He said, let's do it, sir. But then he was very busy till about November or December. He was doing films. At that time he was shooting Bale Bale Magadu, and after that Krishna Gadi was pending. He had to do. So sir, he said, I can't do it till December. So can you wait, sir, or you want to? If you can't, then you can go with an alternative. But if you wait, I'd love to do it. Right. Then initially I was like, oh God, I have to wait till December, Then I toyed with the idea of going for an alternative, but nothing was satisfying me. I didn't think anybody could pull it off. Okay. The way, especially the romance and the other part. Yeah. I had a couple of meetings with a few people, but nothing was happy. Then I decided, no, I want to get back. And the producer also. Then we all got back together, and no, let's wait. But then what I didn't realize at the time was from March, it took me till November to finish the script. Actually, it was good that it was not even waiting for me. I was rewriting.
But were you trying to simplify the plot or something?
Not to simplify. I see there's a difference between being simplistic and keeping it simple. Keeping it simple is an art. I think for the audience to not leave any confusion and to be absolutely simple in the best possible sense is very difficult. Okay. To be simplistic is very easy. Like for example, if I make somebody stand at the end and narrate the whole story, and this is what happened, that's very simplistic. That is bad cinema. So, I think the best cinema, if you look at it, the greatest of world cinema is always very simple. By simple, it's not easy. By simple, it's not simplistic. It is clear in what it wants to convey to the audiences. That was what was taking me time. Right. Like the last 20 minutes of the film is very important and very emotional. At the same time, lots of twists and turns have to be explained to the audience without being on the nose. Right. So while they are watching the image and listening to the dialogue, they should understand what happened. So I try to do that as much as possible. So we have to see how the audience feel when the film releases. But that was my aim, and that always takes time. To keep it simple takes time.
In none of your films you've had a conventional villain,
Yeah.
There's never been a dark side to your films.
Yeah.
Was it a conscious attempt to avoid that, or it's not your style? What is it like?
Actually, I don't believe in absolute villains.